to Hardly Minding My Business. I'm your girl Dash, and this is late. Sorry. Also, I was recording an episode last week, and then things just went haywire. The technical difficulties happened, and I didn't have enough time to redo a pod. Okay, so bear with me, okay? I'm doing the best that I can. I broke my streak and I was really bummed about that, and now this is late, but that's okay. That means 2 pods this week. That means one today and then one at the end of the week. So really, you're getting a prize. Girl math? No? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we're here, and I am on location. I am not in the usual spot, but I figured let's switch it up today. I was going to record outside because I thought that would be cute, but it's 90 degrees today, so not recording outside, because why would we do that? So also, I am so ready for fall. I cannot wait. They said we're gonna have colder temperatures than usual going into fall and winter. I'm not looking forward to snow or frigid temperatures, but a 70-degree day, I'll take it anytime. 65 degrees and sunny, you got me, okay? Where we going? Let's go apple picking, or what else is outdoorsy? What do people do outdoors? I don't know. Let's go stroll somewhere. Let's just go, enjoy the weather. Let's go have a picnic in the park. I don't know. Whatever it is, all I know is that when it's 90 degrees, there's not too many places outside you want to be. The beach is cool because you can get in the water and then come out of the water. Even laying by the pool is hard because, again, it's sweltering. I have gotten tanned more than I would like, more than I would have liked to this year. I don't even know if you could call it tanning. I think I got a bit sunburned, and listen, I've been outside. I've been outside because I wasn't outside for 2 months. So I've been outside a little bit. You don't want to see what my arms look like. They just peeling and whatever. Anyway, so I'm back, and let's get started. Petty or nah for this week. Now, my notes are really shoddy. My notes are really shoddy today, but it's fine because I'm here and I'm recording this podcast. So, petty or nah for this week, I did want to ask, what is the average response time for a text message today in 2025? Because I understand that there are expectations that people have that are unrealistic, but I also realize that times have changed. We're doing things a little bit differently these days, and I just want to know, what is the average response time? It varies in the people I talk to, so I'm never really sure. I feel like when it's the people that you're close to, the cadence is just different. But when it's people that you don't talk to often, and then they hit you up on text and you respond, and then they don't respond, what's that about? How long? Like, at what point do I get to say, yeah, why did you text me in the first place? What's the over under? I need to know, because like, is it an hour? Is it a day? Is it a week? Some people are responding in a week, and then it's like, well, why the fuck did you text me in the first place? I don't really understand. I'm not mad at you, but I'm just trying to understand. Is that what we're doing now? Is it? Should I be concerned when I don't hear, like, is there a certain point where you're like, all right, what is wrong with you? This is rude. Or do we just not think of it as rude anymore? Is it just normal? Have we gotten to that place where we're just like, oh, people could respond whenever they feel like it? Now, I am someone who is not really great at texting. I'll text for a little bit and then I'll stop texting, or I'll forget, or I'll miss a text message because I'm on my phone, which is actually really annoying. But I'm not a big texter. Not a big one. So I'm okay when people kind of disappear. Unless it's like making plans or something like that. Let's not start the conversation and then stop the conversation. Let's keep the conversation going and then be done with it. I don't want to keep having the same conversation for 3 days. I just don't. Not when we could have figured it out in one shot. So I'm not really sure. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, and I'm not saying one thing is wrong. I'm genuinely asking, what do we think? What's the time frame? What is reasonable? Because some of y'all are bad at texting, like worse than me. And yeah, I'm just curious. And is there ever a point to consider it rude? And if there is, some of y'all are some rude mother fluffers. Anyway, that's my petty or not. I don't know if that was petty, but that's kind of the point of petty or not, right? You decide. Anyway, so we got news this week that Lori Harvey is joining the cast of Reasonable Doubt. If you have watched this podcast recently, you know that I am a big fan of Reasonable Doubt. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it down. Loved it when Michael Ealy was on it. Loved it when Morris Chestnut joined. We also know that Morris Chestnut will continue to be on Reasonable Doubt in the coming season. So that's really exciting. Season 3, I believe, starts next month, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Lori Harvey is joining the cast, and it seems like she's gonna have a significant role. How do we feel about this? Are we excited about Lori Harvey? Is this her first acting gig? I feel like it's not. I don't know. I don't keep up with her enough. We talked about her a lot on the podcast when her and Michael B were going heavy, but honestly, I don't really have a lot to say about her. Like, there's only the things that we hear, and it's kind of not anything that I have a particular interest in. But I am interested in the fact that she's going to be on Reasonable Doubt. So y'all know I'll be watching. I was going to watch whether she was on it or not. But this will be interesting. This makes me curious. I would love to see how she plays this role that she's going to be playing and if it fits. Because it's always hard when a show is in its 3rd season and you add new characters. And it's like they're either going to make or break. Maybe make or break is a little intense. They're either going to add to it, or you're going to be sitting there asking the question, why are they here? So I'm curious to see how this goes, but really excited for season 3. Seasons 1 and 2 were great. I hope that it doesn't get that weird stain that a lot of shows get in their 3rd season, where it's like, okay, season 1 was like pow, pow, pow. Season 2 was like, okay, we know the characters. They've switched up the story a little bit, and we're seeing what their lives are like now. And then season 3, you get to season 3, it's like the writers get uncomfortable and they don't really know which direction to go in anymore because they've wowed you so much, and now they feel like they've got to top what they did. Let's normalize just performing at the level you were great at. Because sometimes when y'all try to top what you did, you don't. You go way, 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 way down. Way down. And we don't want that, right? We do not want that. So that's my suggestion. Just stay at the level you're at least. So hopefully this is good. Obviously, I'll be talking about it here because that's one of the shows that I really love on Hulu. So we will definitely talk about that. Speaking of things that are coming back around, Tyler Perry, for a long time, y'all know this, I almost fell out my chair. For a long time, Tyler Perry and the crew from Why Did I Get Married and Why Did I Get Married 2 have been talking about the fact that they would love for there to be a 3rd installment of Why Did I Get Married. I don't know if we need a 3rd one, but I don't know if we need a 3rd one. And that's okay, because sometimes you don't need a 3rd. But I also think that Why Did I Get Married is a good, it has enough body, it has enough substance that a third movie is not a bad idea. I just don't think we need it. But if we were to get it, it would be okay. As long as it's done right. Apparently, Tyler Perry is working on the script. There's been a lot of rumblings over the years about whether they would do it or not. And then some of the actors actually came out and were like, we don't think it's happening at all because we haven't seen the script. We haven't heard anything from anybody about anything. And Tyler Perry teased it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Tyler Perry is a smart man. He teased that he was writing a script. But Tyler Perry also has a lot of content out right now that you may or may not have known about. There's Sisters, there's Divorced Sisters. He has a bunch of things that he does under the BET brand. He has things working with Netflix. I believe, and maybe this is just media dash, but I think Tyler Perry was doing this to mess with us. I think Tyler Perry wanted to excite us. You know, get us a little excited so he could then say, hey, don't forget to tune in to Divorced Sisters. Now, I heard that show is good. LaToya Luckett is on it. Who else? I don't know who else is on it right now. I don't have my laptop in front of me, but I think I should watch that. I've been knee deep in season 6 of Love Island. I was told that I needed to watch it after I faithfully watched Love Island season 7. I was told that I need to go back and watch season 6. So that's what I've been watching lately. I also need to catch up on The Gilded Age. I can't talk about it until I actually watch it. I started the season, but then I got sidetracked with Love Island. So, and I'm not in a space anymore where I'm watching tons of shows at the same time. I'm not doing that. I don't have the bandwidth. So, one at a time at this point. So I've been watching Love Island. I'm going to go back to The Gilded Age. I know the season just ended. Please don't. I'll get to it when I get to it. And after that is when I'll do that deep dive. So yeah. But if y'all watch Divorced Sisters, let me know what you think. If you watch Sisters, let me know what you think. I also don't watch Sisters, but I have heard good things. So let me know what you think and maybe I'll tune in. Also, again, I don't know if we're ever going to see that third installment of Why Did I Get Married? It seems like it's a little too far gone. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. It doesn't really seem to be on everybody's radar. I'm talking about the cast. And sure, I guess they could replace people in the cast, but then would it really be good? You would have to get some really, really, really good actors in there to add to whatever you were taking away or whoever you were leaving behind. So I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm open to it. I am definitely open to it. All right. I did want to talk about something I saw went viral, and I said, let me talk about it because y'all know I get on this podcast all the time with my braids, my knotless braids, my cornrows, my straight backs, my braided ponytail. You know, I love me a braid style. A protective style is always going to win. And it is challenging. And as a matter of fact, I have come on the podcast before and I have talked about how challenging it is to book an appointment, to interact with a stylist, to just the whole process of getting your hair done in 2025 is way different from what it was when we were kids or what it was even 10 years ago. And it's far more expensive as well. You're paying a lot more and getting a lot less. And some of that is a function of our environment, and some of that is just the market for braids has changed, I guess. I don't know if it's changed so much as the landscape has changed. Everything is digital and everything is documented these days, and I think that is what pushed people to raise their prices, compare notes. I just feel like this is New York City and there are tons of braiders around, and the amount of money that some people are paying, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for one braid style. And on top of that, they tell you things like a wash is not included. So you're not gonna wash my hair. You wanna braid it and you wanna charge me $500 to braid it, but you don't wanna wash my hair? What? You get to be late to my appointment, but I can't be late to my appointment. If not, you're gonna charge me a $20 fee. Okay. My hair has to be a certain length or you just won't touch it. Also, I had a girl, I don't know if I was recording around this time. I don't think I was. Was this last year? Yeah, this was beginning of 2024. Okay, quick story, and then I'm gonna tell you what this is about. Quick story, 2024, I'm going away. I wasn't going far. I was going to DC for the weekend. And beginning of the year, it's cold. So, you know, a silk press is perfect. For me, good silk press weather, I know this is not the average. So please don't come in my comments telling me that I could get a silk press over 65 degrees. I know what I'm telling you. For me, a solid silk press, a silk press that will last, is somewhere under 50 degrees, right? Anywhere under there, I feel safe about going and getting a silk press and not having it go to hell as soon as I walk outside. My hair is very sensitive. My hair was even very sensitive when it would get relaxed and curled. It would just fall immediately. It didn't matter that it was 65 degrees outside, 60 degrees, because a lot of the girls will tell you, oh, October is good. It's like a crisp 60 degrees, 65 degrees. Not for me. So please, I don't need you to explain. Thank you. Anyway, so the point here is I try to get a silk press. I don't have hair down my back or down my butt, I should say. My hair is probably about shoulder length, past my shoulder. At the time, it was definitely that. I've cut it since then, but my hair would go down my shoulder. So I go, and I'm really excited because I'm like, okay, my hair is definitely long enough for a cute little silk press. I don't need anything crazy. Again, I was just going away for the weekend. It was freezing. It was like, I don't know, 30 degrees or less than that, and snowy. And I was just like, I could do this silk press. I'll be okay. I'll just wrap it up. I didn't think it was gonna snow the whole weekend, even though it did. But I go to this girl. I found her on TikTok. I gotta be honest. I looked it up. I did. I just typed in braiders in my area. Not braiders in my area, hairstylists in my area, because I really didn't feel like traveling all the way to wherever to get it done. Sometimes, do you know how far you have to travel when you live in New Jersey to get good hair care? It's not right around the corner. It's not even in the same city or state. So basically, I go there and she sees my hair and she's like, you want a silk press? Now, mind you, I had looked at her photos and everything, so I knew she was fully capable of doing it. But she's like, you sure you want a silk press? And I was like, well, yeah, why wouldn't I? She was like, your hair is not long. And I was like, okay. She said, yeah, so I'm used to doing like really long hair and weaves. So I don't know if I feel comfortable doing a silk press on your hair. Okay. That's what that was my response, because I'm like, where is this going? So I pause and I wait, and she goes, do you like ponytails? And I'm like, I guess, I don't know. She said, because I have some hair And I could do a really nice ponytail, and I think it would look really cute on you, and you know. Okay. I was in a crunch. I was leaving on Saturday morning, and this was Friday morning. I didn't really have much of a choice. It was already last minute when I booked the appointment, because part of the reason I ended up on social media looking for somebody to help me with my hair was because everywhere I looked that I would normally go to get my hair done was booked solid. I don't know why, in the middle of January, but whatever. Anyway, so I did this. I said, okay, yeah, I guess we can do a ponytail. Not only did she charge me more for the ponytail, but I didn't even mention to y'all that when I got there, I learned that this was happening in her apartment with her and her dog and her cat. Y'all got to be a little bit more transparent. Anyway, that's not what this is about. Let's get back to what it's about. Okay, so there is a woman. Let me get her name. Angle Bush. She is the founder of Black Women in AI. She is currently developing a robot to handle the tasks of a braider. She is developing a robot that will be able to braid your hair. $3,000 is what they're saying it would cost. Now, I don't know how this would work. I don't know if this would mean that there would be people who would buy these robots and then you'd go to the robot salon and get your hair done. Or if you would, I guess, if you could afford it, you could buy the robot yourself. Here's the thing. I realize that AI is supposed to make our lives easier. It's supposed to make things a lot more efficient. But what I fear is that culture will be missed. Culture and community is the thing that keeps us going to these braiders that we get so frustrated with, or our hairstylists who make us sit in the salon for hours and hours and hours and wait. Okay, of course, waiting. Of course, we like them enough and trust them enough with our hair to sit there and wait, or to pay the deposit, or to wash our own hair before we get there. But also there's a sense of community. There's so much culture attached to our hair. There's so much that is personal that is attached to Black hair that I don't know how we get robots to braid our hair and then what? I don't want the absence of community. I don't want the absence of culture. I do want convenience. I will not lie about that. I do want convenience. Honestly, if I just had the robot and all I had to do was press the button and do, and then all of a sudden, you know, an hour later, my hair is braided, that would be really, really nice. But then I would never actually go into a salon. There is nothing better than going into a salon where you're known, not known like, like a celebrity, but where when you go, listen, I say this all the time. Anywhere I go, coffee shop I go to in my neighborhood, all of that stuff, I'm like, I want to go, as the Cheers theme song would say, I want to go where everybody knows my name. And I say that because I think that there is something good. There's a good feeling that comes out of going somewhere repetitively and enjoying your experience and immersing yourself in that world for however many hours and just feeling that comfort and a sense of home also. What happens to that? Because we don't just sit in the chair, most of us, and not say anything or not do anything while we're there. My one braider that I go to, we sit there and we kiki the entire time. Okay, we have a good ass time while she's doing my hair. Honestly, it's like that I go to another shop that has like a lot of different braiders, so I don't even know if they always remember me, and that's something that frustrates me. But I have two I actually have two girls who do my hair different places. I go to them for different things. But anytime I see them, it's like two girlfriends linking up. And it's great. And, you know, I walk away and they walk away and we go back to our lives. But for that couple of hours, you know, there was a sense of camaraderie. There was a sense of sisterhood even. So I don't know. I think this is beautiful. I always want to see smart Black women elevating themselves in any way that they possibly can. And this is an amazing invention. This is amazing. I can't say enough how exciting it is to hear that a Black woman is even attempting this. I just think this is phenomenal. This is something I couldn't ever imagine doing. But I do worry about what AI could potentially do for our community when it comes to stuff like this. So I'm curious to see. I'm not closed off to it. I'm curious to see how once all of this innovation is ready to share with everyone, what does that look like, and how do we as a community keep our traditions and our cultures alive? I think that's what's really important here. And I don't want us to ever forget that or lose that. So that's my little 2 cents. One last thing, Ebony Magazine posted, "Are we quiet quitting friendships?" And this struck me because I really thought about this and I was like, I think that not only has this happened to me, quite recently actually, but I think not only has this happened to me, but I guess I've done it as well. In a matter of speaking, I guess it's kind of ghosting at the same time. I don't know. People falling all the way back quietly and not saying why or not having a conversation, that is pretty much quiet quitting friendships, isn't it? And maybe people do it for different reasons. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I do think that sometimes it's challenging to have those types of confrontations with people that you probably truly do care about, but feel like for whatever reason you can't have that conversation. Also, there is this idea of closure that people have. Some people think that closure is really important, while other people think that it is not required to move on. I've always been in the center on that. I think that there have been instances for me where I am at peace with not hearing from someone anymore, or I'm at peace with not contacting someone anymore. I think that there are, though, some times where we meet people and maybe something went wrong, maybe something very obviously went wrong, and then the conversation just ceased or communication just ended and it wasn't really talked out. To be honest, some people sometimes just have made up their mind and that's it. But I think in those moments, you can sometimes feel like there are things left unsaid. And I feel that. I understand that. It's hurtful. It is painful to lose relationships that you've had for a long time and really cherished and valued. But I also think that the important thing is that you are protecting your peace. And especially if you've been wronged in some way, I think that only you can know how to move forward. Again, I don't want to encourage people to not be mature and have conversations when they need to. But I guess the question here is it worth a conversation if you know that your conversation is going to be that I don't ever want to speak to you again? I don't know. But it's a question. Please tell me what you think in my comments. And on that note, let's get to tweet of the week. So Subhan Tariq posted, being friends with introverts is hard sometimes. Did they die? Are they just recharging? Are they Batman now? The suspense, sometimes it kills. And I heard this, and this kind of, I don't know, to me felt kind of adjacent to the quiet quitting friendships question. And I have to say that as I read this, I thought to myself, do people think this about me? Because there's sometimes where I kind of withdraw and stay to myself when I'm going through something. I always come back around, always. But sometimes I kind of have to be more to myself. I always feel like I need to figure out certain things on my own before I bring it to the group or before I bring it to a friend and look for advice or ask for help or whatever it is. So I wondered if people think this of me. I don't know, but yeah, this is the pod. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be back later in the week for yet another episode, and have a good week. Bye.